Joining us on the dais are FGCU head coach Carl Smesko, redshirt junior Kiri Jewett-Giles, and redshirt senior Destiny Washington. Coach Smesko, if you can go into an opening statement, we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes.
In the first half, I didn't think that we shot the ball very well. We wasted some possessions, not getting into some actions, and we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole. Proud of the way we fought back in the second half and rallied and gave ourselves a chance to win the game at the end, but it didn't work out for us. But I'm proud of the effort our young ladies had, and we'll be back.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go into questions for the student athletes. Again, to reiterate, please direct your question towards a specific student athlete, and if you have follow-ups, you can hold the mic.
Destiny, down here. And you guys, it was 7-0, and then it was like 26-14, 40. I mean, every time you guys got in that uh-oh situation, you kept coming back. Was it a case of maybe you just spent too much energy kind of going uphill all game in the fourth quarter during that drought for you guys? Do you think you guys got a little bit worn down and a little bit tired?
No. Basketball is a game of runs, and teams are going to go on runs. And once we saw that they were going up, we knew that it was our turn. I don't think we were tired. I just think that it's the game of basketball.
Destiny, this was your first NCAA tournament appearance. It felt like in the third quarter when you guys were really going on that run, you could see the emotion in the team. Was that the most fun you've had on a basketball court, shining on the brightest stage?
It was definitely fun. I think the most fun was probably winning the conference tournament, but being on the court with these girls all season, all year, battling, working hard, it's fun for me every day. So going on that run was definitely something special. We just couldn't finish it out.
Obviously, your lone year here at FGCU, if you could just reflect on the year that it was for you and your teammates.
It was amazing. Smesko recruited me out of high school, and I say every day I wish I made that decision to come out of high school, but I'm very grateful that he gave me another chance to come here because it was unbelievable.
Kiri, obviously, similar thing, first NCAA tournament appearance, played spectacular, led the team in scoring. Is that why you came back to FGCU for moments like that?
That's a part of it. I just really, just like Des said, Coach recruited me out of high school, and I didn't make the decision to come, but I'm just glad I returned home because I learned so many things. I'm just glad Coach gave me the opportunity to come back and play for him.
You said last week that this may be the last game that you played with FGCU. Have you had any more time to reflect on that decision?
Actually, this was, I would say, my last game as of right now, but it's been a heck of a journey. So as of right now, yes, that was my last game.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you both. We'll go into questions for Coach Smesko.
Carl, you guys hadn't been down double digits too many times this year. Where do your kids find the poise? Because again, I know you try to play up as much as you can, but that's months ago. Were you surprised at how well they hung in there, especially when it looked like it was getting away a little bit in the third?
No, I thought we were capable of playing better, and I think everybody on our team thought we were capable of playing better, and we just needed a little bit of a spark, a couple made shots to really get things going. And I fully, we call it a second half surge, but we fully anticipated that second half and that third quarter that we were going to make it a game, and give our players credit. They made a lot of plays in that third quarter.
We talked a little bit yesterday too about the parity, and I'm not sure how much of other games you watched today, but 12s were scaring 5s, 15 was scaring a 2. Obviously, you guys tonight, and you're not a 13. Everybody in America knows that. But is this the way it's going to be in women's basketball now, where in this first round, anybody pretty much can beat anybody?
Well, yeah, I think the teams, the 12s and 11s that are, the last at-larges are really good. conference tournament champions who get those positions, they can beat 4s and 5s. The system of ranking teams and RPI, it definitely favors bigger schools, and that's what puts you in a position where, you got to be on the road like, we were. But this is what we want. We want to be in this tournament. We want to have a chance to win. We feel like we have a good program that, we're going to break through and get to a Sweet 16 or better sometime soon. But wasn't to be today, and I give Miami a lot of credit. They, when we made the run on them, they regained composure, made some good plays, some three-point plays, and I give a lot of credit to, some kids that typically don't shoot the three a lot. We dared them to shoot, and they knocked it down, so I give them a lot of credit for making the plays they needed to.
Carl, you mentioned that it was a road game, but just the fan support here from FGCU, what were your thoughts on them, specifically in the third quarter when you guys went on that run?
I could hear them, that's for sure. They were loud, they were with us. We brought a lot of people here to the game. I thought, and Miami also had a lot of fans here. I thought it was a great atmosphere for an NCAA tournament game. It's hard for our players to appreciate it right now because they're disappointed that they're not moving on, but when they look back at it, when you have that much energy in a building and play a game that level, it's something special.
The 1-3-1 zone that they ran gave you guys trouble in 2017. It seemed like in the second quarter, it made it really tough on you guys. What is it about that zone in particular that makes it difficult on your offense?
Well, I would say two things. One, they've got really long athletes that it's tough to pass the ball around. And two, we didn't follow the game plan for a little bit, and we did the opposite of what we said we were going to do. And give them credit. They put pressure on you, and then you make those types of mistakes. But that was definitely a situation where we wasted too many possessions against a 1-3-1 where we didn't get the kind of shots that we wanted, and that helped them get to the 12-point lead.
Last one from me. The two women sitting to your left that are now gone, they won't be back with FGCU, at least according to Carrie at the moment. Just your thoughts on their legacy. Obviously, they both only played 1 year, but the impact that they've made on this program.
Well, they had a great season, that's for sure. They're both excellent players. We wouldn't be in this situation without them. Carrie's been outstanding and has picked it up even more once we lost Lisa for the season. And that was a time we really needed her to step up, and she was there for us. Came up big in the conference tournament, was a tournament MVP, and had a little bit of a slow start tonight, but she really got it going, started knocking down some shots. It was, she was someone who really helped us get back into the game. And Dessa's an outstanding all-around player. She's had a great season. She's an all-conference level player, and, I wish we had her longer.
Carl, you said in the third quarter you guys anticipated that you would make it a game. Was that because of any adjustments you might have made schematically, or was that just because that's how the ebb and flow of the game you expected to go?
Well, a lot of times it's not really adjustments so much as reminders of getting back to what we said we were going to do. And I thought when we came out in the third quarter, they were ready to get started again. And when we hit a couple shots early, all of a sudden everybody was in on the game plan and getting the kind of shots that we were looking to get and moving the ball a little bit better, catching it, shot faking, attacking the paint, moving it to a teammate. When we had really good ball movement and had things going with being able to attack off the dribble, get to the paint, we did really well. When we passed it and stared at the ball and waited on a kid to go one-on-one, that's not our game, and we just wasted too many possessions doing that.
You might have just touched on this a little bit, but we noticed that you guys did look a little bit confused in your half-court offense there at some point, I think in the second or third quarter. Did you have any conversations with the girls about wanting to push the ball more?
Well, we wanted to push it every possession. I mean, we wanted to put pressure on them in conversion every possession. And, as there were a few possessions on offense where, we got out of position and didn't talk to one another to run the actions that we were looking to run, and that costs you. You you're playing a really good team. We did a pretty good job on possessions. I mean, we forced more turnovers. We didn't give up a ton of offensive rebounds against a really athletic team. But you can still waste possessions if you just don't run your offense right or you don't move the ball enough. And that was how we, even though we had a possession advantage, maybe we wasted too many where we didn't really execute our offense the way we wanted to.
Carl, we know how formidable their front court is, but you kind of touched on a bit that their guards had some big shots kind of to start the fourth quarter, and they got to the foul line to kind of stretch their lead out with the clock not running. Was that something that you wanted to live with, to try to limit their bigs inside as much as possible, but knowing that there's some capable shooters out there and they hit some big shots, like you said?
Yeah, well, they definitely have some good shooters. So we were trying to help off the kids who don't shoot as many threes to give our posts some help, because they do have some dominant posts, and those kids hit shots. And, they hit at least 4 threes from those positions. So, those are the things that are a little bit of a gamble. We typically don't do that during the season, but we thought we needed to help our bigs a little bit, although they did a fantastic job defensively, both Des and Ty. But, this is one of those times where you take a calculated risk, and it didn't work out.
Thank you very much, Coach Smesko.
Thank you.